Hello there guys, and welcome to another one of my real life range tests. Today we are going to test a highly anticipated car and one that has won various awards around the world, namely the Kia EV6. Now, a few words about the car before we set off. This is one of the first models built on Hyundai Kia's new global electrified platform that's going to underpin a number of models in the futures, from the EV6 and the Ioniq 5 to cars like the 7 concept from Hyundai or the EV9 concept. There's a lot more coming on this platform, and this platform is extremely important for a number of reasons. The most important one being that it has everything it needs to compete with the best of them out there. It has an 800 volt architecture. It has vehicle to load capabilities. What that means is you can use this car to recharge other electric cars, or you can use it to feed energy back into the network or power up your house or various electric appliances. So it's a very smart car. It has all the technology the group has at its disposal right now, and it's available in various configurations depending on where you live. So let's talk about this particular car. This is an EV6 long range model. It's fitted with the biggest battery available, because on the EV6 platform you have two different battery sizes available. You have a 58 kilowatt hour battery and a 77 kilowatt hour battery. This has the bigger battery of the two, the 77.4 kilowatt hour battery if we're to be very precise, and it's the rear motor version only. What that means is that we only have one electric motor on the rear axle, and that this car is a rear wheel drive version only. Now, you should know, or most of you probably already know, that the EV6 is offered in both rear wheel drive and all wheel drive guises around the world. So what we have here with this rear wheel drive and bigger battery setup should be the option that would offer you the longest range. In terms of specs, I already mentioned the battery, but I should also mention that the motor on the rear axle delivers 228 horsepower and up to 350 newton meters of torque. So this is what it looks like. You're gonna learn a lot more about it in my full review. For now, I'm just gonna show it to you, a short intro for this video. It's highly optimized in terms of aerodynamics, and it actually looks good if you ask me. Even the mirrors are optimized, and you can see more of the wind tunnel work over here in the back. Maybe the rear end isn't that pleasing to the eye for everyone, but in my book I think it looks really good, and it has been optimized. You can see this huge light bar going from side to side. It looks really good. Let's take a look inside as well before we set off. So this is the back seat. Looks pretty good, seems spacious. As I said, you will learn a lot more about it in my full review. For now, we're just taking a look at it. So these are the front seats. So let's take a look at what the onboard computer says. So right now, this shows the numbers after recharging, but I'm not interested in that because I took a short trip of 12.5 kilometers to this location in order to be able to film it in utter quietness. This is what we're interested in. Everything has been reset in order to get an accurate readout of the performance during this time of year. Now, why am I mentioning that? Because as we all know, cold has a rather drastic effect on the range electric cars have, and right now the exterior temperature is only 4 degrees Celsius. So that's definitely going to take a toll on the range and energy consumption of the car. Over here you can see it is 95% charged, and we are looking at a expected range of 334 kilometers based on previous driving modes. As usual, I'm not going to drive this car with any comfort feature turned off. As I mentioned in plenty of my reviews, my real life range tests are aimed at offering a very clear idea what to expect in case you want to buy this electric car or any other electric car, and you don't want to make any compromises in terms of comfort as you would in an internal combustion engine car. So I'm going to use this car using the AC at 21 degrees. I'm not going to use eco mode, I'm not going to use sport mode either. I'm going to keep it in comfort mode to see a real life readout of the range. Now, according to Kia, this car should have a range of up to 530 kilometers on 19-inch wheels and without winter tires, with energy saving tires. And now this car has 20-inch wheels, it has winter tires. The exterior temperature is only 4 degrees Celsius, so I'm not expecting to get 530 kilometers out of it. But we will see just what kind of range you can squeeze out of it and what kind of energy consumption we're looking at. Now, I'm going to set off and I'm going to drive it around town for 100 kilometers. I'm going to use it, as I said, with comfort mode on, with the AC on and so on. And I'm going to take breaks and let the car cool off and so on to try to replicate a normal use case for most people. I'm not going to drive it for 100 kilometers non-stop because that wouldn't be an accurate representation of what kind of energy consumption this car will return. After that, we're going to go outside the city limit, and then we're going to go on the highway and we are going to compile the range test results. So let's set off. Hello and welcome to the second day of range testing the Kia EV6. So I did a bit more than I set off to around town. So let's just take a look at the numbers. So as you can see, I did 139 kilometers around town. It took me 5 hours to do it. And the average energy consumption recorded is 21 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers covered. Considering the car has a battery, a usable battery capacity of 77.4 kilowatt hours, that should offer you about 370 kilometers of range around town. It's not bad at all. As you can see, the temperature didn't go up. As a matter of fact, last night it actually went down a bit more while I was driving the car around town. So that's about as much as you can expect out of it in these conditions. What we're going to do right now is set off outside the city limits and drive it on a couple of B roads and then on the highway to see just how well it fares in these conditions and what kind of energy consumption figures you can expect out of it. Okay guys, so we finished the B road section of our range test. It had a twist today because it was rather busy. The temperatures were really low, but I still have some numbers for you guys, so let's check it out. So as you can see, the average energy consumption is now showing as 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers covered, but when I pulled off the road it showed 17.4. so considering the car has a total usable battery capacity of 77.4 kilowatt hours, that would give you a range of about 450 kilometers with a single charge. Remember, the temperatures are really low and it was rather busy, so my average speed is low as well. What I'm going to do now is hop on the highway and see how the car does over there. Hopefully it's going to be decent at least. I'll give you an update when we are done. So we just finished the highway loop. Let's see what kind of figures we got with the Kia EV6. After covering 50 kilometers at 130 kilometers an hour, this is the indicated energy consumption figure, 26 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers covered. What I want to mention is that the exterior temperature is 5 degrees Celsius and that I cut no creature comforts. I kept my AC on because it's really cold out and I had to. I used only comfort mode. I didn't use sport mode or Eco Pro mode. So this is what we got. Considering the car has a usable battery capacity of 77.4 kilowatt hours, that would indicate a range of about 300 kilometers on the highway. So those are the figures we got. Now you can have a better idea as to what to expect in the real life from a Kia EV6. So to recap, around town 350 kilometers, outside the city limit 450, and on the highway 300 kilometers an hour. Remember, this is in cold weather. This is using every creature comfort you can imagine without easing up on the gas, on the acceleration or anything like that. So this could very easily be considered a sort of worst case scenario. That said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and now you have a better idea about the energy consumption of this car. A full review will soon follow on the channel, so make sure you subscribe and you press that bell button to be notified whenever it goes up if you're interested in buying a Kia EV6. Until next time, don't forget to feed your passions. Ciao.